Okay, we're live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second Glambitious virtual book fair. I'm an author and I've written a ton of books. And so I, of course, wanted to bring together some more women of color so that we can learn about the books that they have. And there's all types that we have tonight. We have, a book about credit that someone has written. We have a book about a personal life. We have a children's book. So these are an array of authors, if you will, from all facets. And so I encourage you as a viewer to please at least support one of our authors by buying a book tonight. We definitely want to circulate our dollars in the African American community. So I think we can start here by supporting our authors that are women of color. I'm sure there's at least one book from all of these amazing authors that will be of interest to you. And if there isn't, of course, you can gift a book to someone. I'm always encouraging women to pay it forward. So sometimes, if you see a masterclass or an event or something that looks like it would be of interest to your business bestie or your friend that's thinking about entrepreneurship, or a friend that, has that need, definitely, sponsor it for her. So you could definitely sponsor a book for someone else tonight, because I really want to support these women of color. Again, I am Lily Mae. If you don't know who I am, I'm the creator of the Glambitious brand. And the purpose of the Glambitious brand is just to be a platform and a resource to women around the country to help them bring their visions into reality and, of course, make more money, right? Because if it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. That's my motto anyway. So please follow me on all platforms at Glambitious, IAM. On Instagram, we have quite a following there, and we post a lot of motivation. Then we have a Facebook group that you can promote your business in and get motivated that way. So there's a Glambitious Facebook group that you can join as well. Join our newsletter at theglamceo.com so you can stay in the loop of other events and speaking opportunities. We have, on our site, ebooks and master classes, webinars, interview opportunities, you name it. Our website is like a one-stop shop for the female entrepreneur. So please visit theglamceo.com. If you know a couple of entrepreneurs, just text them the website in case it could be a resource to them. So without further ado, I'm going to bring our first author, Dr. Samantha Deloach. She is no stranger to the Glambitious brand at all. She's participated with a number of things that we have going on. So I'm going to bring her up. And if you would just, introduce yourself, Samantha, and then tell us all about what you have going on in your book.
Thank you so much, Lily. I am so honored to be here tonight. And like you said, I'm not a stranger to your fabulous platform. And so I'm so excited to be here tonight to talk about one of the many things I do. I go by, of course, Dr. Samantha Deloach, but I have a moniker, modeling pharmacist. But I have many facets that are a part of the modeling pharmacist. And one of those are financial. And so I created an e-guide. I thought that would be an easy read for anyone, regardless of your level in finances, whether you're a beginner with credit or whether you're well established, maybe you've had a few hiccups on the road. Regardless of whatever it is, this e-guide can help you. So the name of the e-guide is Classes in Session Credit 101. Now you're probably thinking, why did I pick that title? Well, I picked Classes in Session because we all have been students at some point in our lives. And hey, many of us may be students right now, but we all are very familiar with going to class, having to get a report card, having to have a GPA, and having grades. So you think when you graduate from school, from high school, college, you're done with grades, you're done with the GPA. Well, guess what? You're not. I have to give a little bit of solemn truth. It just transfers to something different. So now your responsibility is your credit. So your new report card is your credit report, and your new GPA is your credit score. So many people are failing, unfortunately, with their credit scores or their credit financial GPAs. And so this e-guide is a way to help you get better in that area. So I'm not going to give all of the tidbits, but I am going to give 3 key pointers that I think is very important. And hopefully it will entice you to want to purchase this e-guide. And if not for yourself, gift it to someone else who could very well benefit from this. So the first thing is the B word, budget. Many people do not like discussing a budget, and I, for one, did not like budgeting either. But budgeting can be our friend. Budget basically does and tells our money where to go. So if you don't have a budget, then your money can do whatever it wants, and you don't want that to happen. So many people, they'll break a $100 bill, and they're like, where did the money go? Like, I just had 100 and now I have $5. Or if you get paid and on one day you have your check and then 5 days later, you're like, where did my paycheck go? And you have more a month than you have paycheck, then you need a budget. So basically, I have a simple rule that'll help you with a budget. It's the 50-30-20 rule. So that means 50% of your income should go to your necessities. That's your mortgage, your rent, your food, light bill, things like that. So if you get paid $1,000 a month, no more than 500 should go to your necessities or your bills, your car payment, all of that. So if you're paying out more than 50% of your income each month toward bills, then you need to scale back or perhaps get another job to help with that. Then the 30% is for your discretionary. So that's for, leisure activities, movies, for nails, hair, things of that nature, things that are sociable. Those are not mandatory things, but those are things that you enjoy doing. And it's funny, during this pandemic, many people have cut back on going out to eat and things like that. And they've actually seen savings because they haven't been out spending money as much. So you don't have to spend 30% each month, but you don't want to spend more than 30%. And then the last 20% is savings. So basically you're paying yourself. So each paycheck, you should be saving 20% of your income. And that's for emergency purposes. If you have an emergency car repair, or if you need to go out of town to visit a family member and you have to catch a flight, it's only for emergency spending. You don't want to go into it because you want to spend more in your discretionary spending and, I want to see a new dress or a new outfit I want. No, it's not for that. You need to save it and forget about it and let it build up. And actually, you want to get to a point where you have at least 6 months of bills saved. So I know that seems overwhelming. So don't worry about it right now if you can't do that. But you definitely want to start saving at least 20%. So with that 50-30-20 rule, you should be able to create a budget that's comfortable and that you can live with and stay within your financial means. And in my e-guide, I actually provide an actual template for you to print out and use where you can actually create your budget. And this is something that you review monthly. You don't want to just have it one place and just throw it away, but you want to actually be looking at it and making sure that you're keeping track of your spending. The next thing is another B word, bills. It's no special formula. It's quite simple. Pay your bills and pay them on time. See, that's not hard, is it? But you'd be surprised how many people forget to pay their bills each month. And guess what? That can really ding your credit score. And many businesses have it where you can set up automatic payments. So you can either do it through your bank or through the actual company. And every month, your bill can automatically be taken out so you don't have to worry about paying it. So it's very simple, pay your bills. But if you find yourself in a financial hardship or a struggle, then guess what? You don't want to ignore your bill. You want to call that company and try to create a plan and let them know, let me make an arrangement so that I can be in good standing. You don't want to ignore the bill. So keep that in mind. You want to pay your bills, pay them on time, because you don't want unnecessary late fees or return check fees. But if you cannot pay for whatever reason, you need to contact them. And many companies will work with you, and they sometimes even have a one-time forgiveness where they can waive late fees if necessary. And then the last part I want to talk about is every year you can get a free credit report. So that means from each credit bureau, you can get a copy of your credit report. And I encourage everyone to do that. You need to review your credit report annually to make sure there are no errors. And if you find an error, then you need to dispute that debt, because basically that negative debt is pulling down your credit score. So in case you don't have the time to do that yourself, I have a company that actually disputes credit or disputes negative items on your credit report for you. So if you go to my website, you'll be able to sign up and you'll be able to actually get your credit repaired. It's a one-time connection fee initially of $188 to get you started. And then it's $89 a month for however long you utilize the services. And it's not just credit repair that we do, but we also have a protection plan membership that offers many things with budgeting and other great tools. So I would definitely recommend that for somebody who wants to get their credit repaired, but just don't have the time to do it. And again, my beautiful e-guide classes in session, Credit 101, that's available on my website as well. And that's for $20. If you want an actual printed copy, it's $25, but for the e-guide, which I can email you tonight, is $20. My website is www.samanthadeloach.com. That's SAMANTHADELOACHE.com, or modelingpharmacist.com will take you there as well, where you can sign up for credit repair, or you can actually buy the e-guide and you can gift it to someone else. And if you need multiple copies of the e-guide or a bulk shipment, there will be special discounts for orders of 20 or more. So that in a nutshell is what I want to share with you, that no matter where you are on your journey with credit, you can get better. And I'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Samantha. Credit is so important, especially when are talking about building a future for yourself, when building a future for your kids, having a home, having multiple properties, building generational wealth, which are all things that I'm sure are, hoping to attain. And so I think, starting with your credit is like very important. So please support Dr. Samantha's book. And like she said, get it for someone else. If you know someone else, their money a little funny, go ahead and get them that book so they can get it together. So thank you again, Dr. Samantha, for participating. And so our next author is no stranger to the Glambitious brand either. She was actually participating with our very first virtual book fair that we hosted a few weeks ago. So without further ado, I'm going to bring B. Wright Jones up and she can introduce herself and tell you about her book.
Thank you so much, Lee May. I am so excited to be here again. And yes, I participated last month and I had such an amazing experience. I wanted to do it again. So good evening, everyone. I am B. Wright Jones. Actually, my name is Belinda Wright Jones and I'm known as B. Wright Jones. And I am not only just a published author, but I'm also an inspirational speaker, blogger, and online life coach dedicated to helping women to get unstuck and Sexy, which is the name of my book, which is a 30-day devotional and prayer journal. Actually, Sexy is the acronym for self-confidence, excitement, extra, and yes, I can. I am excited about the things that are taking place in my life. I'm not only the author of Get Unstuck and Sexy, but I have 2 other books that I have published and that I authored and published. And I just had the opportunity to co-author with the Glambitious brand, and that just came out in September. And I have 2 other opportunities where I will be co-authoring books. So I'm really excited about that. I have a Don't Stay Stuck workshop coming up in October the 17th. And this subject is really hits home for me because I was stuck for so long, stuck with a negative mindset, stuck with just not um, implementing goals and not setting out, doing the things that I knew that God had called me to do because of lack of confidence, because of fear that I may fail, fear of lack of support. But I thank God that that story has changed for me. And now it is my passion to help other women that may not have that support system that they need, because I know firsthand how it is to not have the support. And I am there as a support system for women to help them to see the greatness within themselves, to know that they have a voice that needs to be heard, that they have a story that someone needs to hear. So I do help women that have an interest in writing books. I help them. I have a 4-step masterclass that I offer. I also offer online coaching for women that may have went through divorce, that may be looking to begin again, and I offer online coaching for them as well. I have been pretty busy lately, so I'm hoping that you all will connect with me. You can find out everything that I have going on by visiting my website at bwrightjones.com. So again, the workshop, I'm really excited about that. That's for next month. I'm going to be sharing some strategies on how you can get unstuck. A lot of times we get stuck because it actually starts with the mind. We have to renew our minds daily. And that is something that I'm thankful that I have learned a system for, and it's been working for me, but it's something that we have to do daily. So I'll be teaching some strategies on renewing the mind. I'll be sharing some additional information about helping women that want to write a book. I'll be also sharing, well, I don't want to give everything away, but it is on the website and you'll see that there. But I have some special surprises also that day. So it's going to be an amazing event. And I just hope that you sign up. And again, Get Unstuck and Sexy is really a great tool to help you and to remind you that you don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to stay stuck in fear. You don't have to stay stuck in the failures or the mistakes of your past. That God has a plan for each and every one of us, and it's a good plan, which it states in Jeremiah 29:11. So just know that there is a future and a good future that God has for you. We do not have to stay stuck. God has great things planned for us. So thank you for this time. I thank Lily Mae for this platform that she's sharing, and I look forward to seeing you guys again real soon. Take care and have a great night.
Thank you so much. I think that is a very timely book to have because of the season that everyone is in. I think a lot of people feel stuck because we, physically are stuck inside a bit, if you're being safe anyway. I know some people out there living their best life, but for us that are, really trying to stay safe and healthy, we are a bit confined. And so I think this is a great time for a book such as that. You mentioned the importance of renewing the mind, and that is my daily and nightly prayer, is that God renews my mind. I don't think we realize how much information we take in on a daily basis, whether it's from our friends, from our family, from our parents, from our jobs, from our coworkers, from social media. The list goes on. And so when you're taking in all of that information, you definitely have to ask God to renew your mind daily so that you can stay in your purpose and not get distracted. Like, there's so much doom and gloom on social media. I was just telling a friend I need to take an Instagram break because there's so much negativity on there, even though, it used to be kind of a fun, mindless thing to scroll through. But now you get on Instagram and you get in a bad mood and have to close your phone up because it's just so negative. People just are perpetuating so much negativity. So I think, like you said, it's very important that we learn how to renew our mind and have, creative things that we're doing to keep our mind sharp and fresh and focused. So definitely, ladies, please, sign up for what she has going on, because I know there are a lot of us out here feeling stuck. So thank you again, Be Right, for participating. And she mentioned she's a co-author with the latest Glambitious book, which is How to Conquer Fear, Depression, and Anxiety. So definitely, if you're interested in a copy of that book, which features other authors just talking about how to get over those challenges, definitely send me an email and I'll send you a free copy tonight. Glambitiousmember@gmail.com is my email. Glambitiousmember@gmail.com if you want to get a free copy of that ebook. So without further ado, the next lady is no stranger to Glambitious either. Stephanie, I know, follows us on social media, I believe. So she's no super stranger. This is our first time having her participate with one of our events. So I'm excited to hear what she has to say. And I know that she has a book that really shares her journey with her son and her husband and their, trekking through life. So without further ado, I'm going to bring her up here.
Thank you so much, Lily Mae, for having me. I'm excited to be here to talk to you about my book, Black Trekking, My Journey Living in Latin America. But first off, I just wanted to share a little bit about myself. My name is Stephanie Claytor. I live in the Tampa Bay area in Florida, and I am a journalist by trade, but I also am a travel blogger. I have a travel blog called blacktrekking.com and an author. So let's get to my book. It took me several years to write. It's very special to me. This is about my time living in the Dominican Republic and in Colombia. I went to the Dominican Republic for about 4 months, studying abroad while I was in college. And then I also participated in a Fulbright English teaching assistantship, which essentially means I was teaching English at colleges in Bogota, Colombia. And that's Colombia, South America. So it was a huge opportunity. It was a fellowship that I received right after college. And it was an amazing opportunity, but not very many people of color get that opportunity to participate in a Fulbright grant or even study abroad. The numbers are very low. And so I felt it was critical that I wrote this book about my experiences, because I think it's important for more people of color to take on these opportunities to study abroad and to live abroad. I can tell you that my experience living abroad, learning a foreign language, Spanish, because I'm actually African American. Both of my parents are African American. So I learned Spanish in school and in college, but I felt like it wasn't enough because I wanted to be fluent, and that wasn't happening by just taking classes in college. So I decided to move abroad to be totally immersed in the culture. And that is what helped me to become fluent. And I can tell you that every job that I've received since then, having that experience of not only knowing the language, but also understanding the culture helped me get all of those jobs that I received. And those are mainly working at television stations across the South of the United States. And so I felt it was important to write this book because I didn't get a lot of help when I was living abroad, just learning how to navigate living with a host family, finding housing in Colombia, navigating something as simple, how to get groceries. Um, Finding jobs. Where can you go to teach English? That is something that's pretty popular in foreign countries. And so I wanted to write this book to help others who were having these same challenges, to make it a little bit easier for them, because sometimes it can be lonely figuring out how to find friends. And so there's a lot in the book about that. It's a guide for anyone who wants to live abroad or even visit abroad. But also, it's called Black Tracking, and that is because it's my experience as a Black woman living in these countries. I often get the question of what's it like to be Black living there, or how are you treated? And I felt that, it's very important that people know before they go what might happen. Now, your experience may not be the same as mine, but I wanted to let you know of some of the things that I witnessed firsthand. And for instance, there was some racial profiling going on in the Dominican Republic, especially as you get closer to the Haitian border. I noticed how they were treating some of my Black friends differently from me just because of the color of their skin. And so I wanted to write these stories down so that people who are visiting there will know that this could happen before they get there. I had a friend who had natural hair, and she blow dried it, but it was, really long natural hair. So, it was very big hairstyle. And she tried to go to one of the clubs in Santiago, which is a northern city in the Dominican Republic. And the bodyguards told her that she had to put her hair in a ponytail just to get in. So there are those type of things. Sometimes you might hear the phrase of, oh, this is a private party. And you kind of question that because you see other people going in and out with no problem. So sometimes that is said when essentially they may just not want you to come in the club. It could be because you're Black. It could be because you're poor. It could not be. But some of those things happen. And I heard friends tell me different stories about that happening, and they felt like they were being racially profiled. And so those are just some of the things that I wrote about in this book. When it comes to Colombia, a lot of people don't know that Colombia has the second largest population of internally displaced people after Syria. And most of those people, a good majority of them, are Afro-Colombians, meaning they are Black Colombians. A lot of people don't know that is going on. And so when we have this Black Lives Matter movement, oftentimes we focus on what is happening locally in United States, but we fail to realize that some of these issues are also taking place across the Americas, because colonialism and slavery happened all across the Americas. And so I felt that it was important to write these stories because I was experiencing, when I returned from Colombia and the Dominican Republic, that a lot of African Americans didn't know anything about these Black populations that live there. And I wanted to spread the word of, hey, we have Black brothers and sisters that are living in these countries, and this is what they're going through. This is what they're enduring. And so I felt it was critically important to write this book so that we as African Americans can read it and understand some of the issues that our brothers and sisters are facing in Latin America. And perhaps that then we can build solidarity and we can work together to address these issues. I researched recently, there were George Floyd protests in the Dominican Republic. There's also police brutality issues regarding Afro-Colombians in Colombia. So again, a lot of these things, we're not alone in this struggle. There's also others, Black communities that are facing these same issues. And so the first step is gaining knowledge and understanding what is going on. And in this book, you'll read about Black communities across Latin America that are facing similar issues as us. And I hope that you'll, learn from it and figure out ways to build solidarity so that we can fight this. And another cool thing about the book, there's a lot of hilarious stories in there, stories about dating issues that I had. A lot of stories about just infrastructure, like, what's it like to stay somewhere when there's not running water? How do you take a bucket bath, shower? Some of the things you'll see if you watch the show 90 Day Fiance. And so I actually lived through that. I had friends that I would visit with and had to live in those conditions. And so there's a lot of funny stories about that. And so I hope that you'll just support me as a Black author and support the other Black authors. And I also want to encourage you to visit my travel blog. It's blacktrekking.com. I write about my trips all around the world. I've been to Japan, Bora Bora, Europe. I wrote extensively about Ghana. So if you go to blacktrekking.com, you can submit your email address and you'll sign up for my newsletter. And that way you won't miss any of my new blog posts. Lately, because of COVID, I've been focusing more on travels across the United States, but a lot of my international travels are all on the blog. So I hope you'll join me there. Follow me on Instagram, Black Trekking on Instagram and also on Facebook. But more importantly, get your copy of this book. You can read the reviews on Amazon. It's sold on Amazon in the ebook and the paperback option. And then also, if you go on my website, blacktrekking.com/book, and then you will find the link to buy the book directly from me, and I will sign it with an autograph for you and put it in the mail for you. So if you want an autographed copy, get it directly from me, www.blacktrekking.com/book. And if you don't and you just want to get it from Amazon or you want the ebook, it's a quick read. Just go to amazon.com and type in Black Trekking, My Journey Living in Latin America. So I hope you'll support me. And Lily Mae, I just want to thank you for having me on here tonight.
Fantastic. I've always wanted to live abroad, but I'm a scaredy cat. So I would definitely be interested to read your journey. And I'm sure a lot of us that love to travel but can't right now can also live vicariously through your journey and learn some things so that when, the world opens back up and we're able to travel again, that we are a bit more cognizant of what's going on, around the world in different places as it relates to people of color and our travel experience. Because I know for a fact that our travel experience is often different from other people, specifically in places like Europe and Italy. But, I'm sure, like you mentioned, places like Dominican Republic, and there are other places where it's a bit of a different travel experience. So it's good to be knowledgeable of that before you embark on going. So definitely support Stephanie's book. And last but certainly not least, Miss Patrice, you've definitely seen her participate with a number of things. You've seen her on our website. I'm sure we posted about her on our social media page. So I'm going to give her the floor here.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Lily Mae, for this great platform. Thank you for giving us an opportunity. So as you mentioned before, I was here for another event, and I'm so grateful to be back. So today I want to talk about one of my new books, my children's book, which I'm very, very excited about. It's called Patricia's Visit to the Hospital. But before I go there, I want to basically introduce myself to you guys. My name is Patrice Rivers. I am a 9-time published author. I am a freelance writer. I am a journalist, and I am the owner of That Rivers Girl brand. So I'm just very, very excited about this children's book. So I'm just going to show you guys a picture. It's called Patricia's Visit to the Hospital. And basically, it's a children's book. It's part of a series called Come Learn with Patricia. And it's a book about a little girl living with sickle cell. A lot of people don't know what sickle cell is. Some people have heard about sickle cell, but I just definitely want to give you a little bit of background information about what sickle cell is. Also, September is Sickle Cell Awareness Month, so I'm definitely excited about educating people on my platforms, on my Let's Talk Cell Talk, with Patrice Rivers, which is a health platform to educate people about it. So, what is sickle cell disease? Sickle cell disease is an inherited blood disorder that affects the red blood cells. So, it affects about 90% of the African American community. However, it does affect other cultures such as India, some parts of the Mediterranean, such as Turkey, Greece, Saudi Arabia, the Caribbean, also different other parts of Africa. In order for a person or a child to inherit sickle cell disease, both parents must be carriers of the sickle cell trait. Now, in order for the child to have sickle cell disease, it's a 25% chance. So the child can have either sickle cell trait, they can have the actual disease, or nothing at all. And same thing for the next child and the next child. It can be different both times. Me personally, I have sickle cell. I was diagnosed with sickle cell at the age of 1. Both of my parents are both carriers of the sickle cell trait. So basically, I experienced a whole lot of pain and hospitalizations at a very young age. Fortunately, the last pain crisis that I survived, was back in 1999. The doctor said I almost died from that particular pain crisis. It was very, very severe. So I was 12, but thank God I'm here, and God, saw a purpose in me. He saw a gift in me, so he allowed me to live a lot longer. But people living with sickle cell, it affects them differently. However, some people may have very, very severe pain where they're hospitalized. It can be weeks at a time, months at a time. It just affects everyone differently. Unfortunately for me, in my adult years, I never really experienced a whole lot of pain. I never really been hospitalized. I just thank God for that. But part of sickle cell, pain is the most severe symptom of them all. So there's different ways to be treated. A lot of people take pain medication for the pain. Also, pain management, where you can't think about something happy, so you won't stress about it, because stress and dehydration can cause pain crisis. Also, as let me backtrack, the red blood cells, um, normal red blood cells are a circle shape, which is like a donut shape. That's why I tell people a donut shape. However, someone living with sickle cell disease, the cells can be a banana shape or a sickle shape. So the job of a red blood cell is to, pass oxygen throughout the body. However, once the sickle cells get jammed in the tiny blood vessels, guess what? They can't move around in the parts of the body. So because they can't move around and give out oxygen, then the person will experience pain. And the pain can be anywhere in their body, from their joints, from their back, their chest, and they can go into a pain crisis. So that's why it's very, very important for a person living with sickle cell to remain stress free, to drink plenty of water, to make sure that they're in a climate that's either, if it's cold, make sure they keep bundled up. Heat is very important. Or if they're in a cold environment like the winter time, the hot weather, I'm sorry, make sure that they keep hydrated at all times. So a person with sickle cell, you might see them drink more water than others. So that's just a short version, a little bit of background information about what sickle cell is. And my job is to educate people and to become an advocate of sickle cell disease so people can be aware, because a lot of people don't know about this disease because it affects mostly African Americans. I want people to be aware, and I want to be a voice for sickle cell disease. Like I said, my children's book, Patricia's Visit to the Hospital, is available on Amazon. It's also part of the series, Come Learn with Patricia, and it talks about a little girl, which is actually me, living with sickle cell. So the first book of the series is called Patricia's Guardian Angel. So I'm very excited about this project. You can definitely purchase this on Amazon. My health platform is called Let's Talk Cell Talk. You can follow that on Instagram. You can also follow like the page on Facebook, Let's Talk Cell Talk. Also, I just created a podcast, Let's Talk Cell Talk, also on anchor.fm. So be sure to connect with me there. And like I said, on Amazon, be sure to purchase this book. This is also a workbook as well. So it's not only a children book, but it's an educational tool for children and adults to learn more about what sickle cell is. So thank you so much, Lily, for this opportunity. And hopefully this helps someone.
Fantastic. Thank you, Patrice. I think it's so amazing that you've used your experience and channeled it into a children's book. I love to see children's books with Black faces on it. I love to see Black characters and Black cartoons and all of that. So that really excites me. And I congratulate you on yet another book that can help children, particularly children of color, learn about it and manage it if they're, facing it as well. So, I think this has been a very diverse book fair. It's like a little bit of everything. We're getting sexy. We're learning about travel. We're getting our health together and we're getting our credit together. So this was really multifaceted. I thank you, ladies, for being willing to participate and share your book. And I'm very hopeful that our viewers will see fit to support your books. Again, if you want to learn more about the Glambitious brand, please visit theglamceo.com because we really have a number of opportunities for entrepreneurs and authors and speakers to just, gain more visibility. We have opportunities you can make money from our products. We have magazine opportunities, ebooks, webinars, just about, anything you might need. We even offer public relations services where we get media placements for people that want to reach a larger audience. So if you're interested in any of that, head over to our site. Like I said, if you want a free copy of the Glambitious Guide to Conquering Depression, Anxiety, and Fear, please email me, glambitiousmember@gmail.com. I thought it was very timely to create a book like that because I think this has been a stressful year for everyone. If you have not had a stressful year, please, call me and tell me what your prayers been like and what you're eating so I can follow suit because everyone that I know has had a stressful year. So I thought it would be great to have a book where people share those experiences about how they overcame fear and anxiety and depression, because I do think a piece of it has touched most of us this year. It's been crazy. So for anyone that wants a free book to check it out and to be inspired, just send me that email. Follow me on Instagram at Glambitious IAM. And also you can follow my personal page at I am Lily Mae. So thank you again for tuning into our second virtual book fair. I hope everyone has a great night.